Welcome back. I am Olivia, Olivia's Romantic Home, and in today's video, I am so excited to share with you guys 23 DIY, Dollar Tree, and budget-friendly Valentine's Day decor crafts. This is a huge binge-worthy compilation video of all of the Valentine's Day decor crafts we have done so far for this season. They're brand new, so I know you guys are going to want to check them out in case you missed some of them. Now listen, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok if you guys love to craft and decorate on a budget. Without further ado, let's go ahead and plug in those glue guns, get it glitter and paint, and let's get to crafting.
A trash to treasure, super cute Valentine heart. So I took a box and completely cut it apart, and then from the Dollar Tree I'm using one of their styrofoam hearts, and I simply made an outline with the styrofoam heart, but you could also freehand it. Then I took some scissors and I cut the heart. That was the hardest part, was cutting it out with the cardboard. The next thing I did was just grab some paint, and I have this Bear paint left over from a project that I did this summer. It was a Barbie pink dream house backyard makeover project that I did, and I love this color. It's in Beauty Queen Pink, and it is by Bear Paint. It's actually for concrete, but you know what? I just went ahead and grabbed it, and it worked really, really well. I painted both sides of my little cardboard pieces, and I gave them 3 coats just to make sure that they were really nice and pretty pink. The next thing I did was take some spackling, and you want to get the featherweight DAP spackle, and I'm so sorry that I did not include a picture of me putting the spackle into the bag, but you want to take just a regular piping bag that you would use to make cakes and put a little tip in there and put your spackle in there, and then you can make some super cute little faux, I guess they would be like little cookies, little Valentine's Day cookies. And you do want to let your spackle dry overnight, and if you can let it dry for 2 days before you use your items, that would be even better. But here is how it turned out. I feel like I had this like little craft day full of tons of hearts, and then once they had dried, and again, this was the next day, and I just went ahead and added a dab of hot glue to the back, and then a shish kebab skewer to the back of the little heart. And you could take a piece of ribbon or cardboard and even overlay on top of that to make sure it's really nice and on there. But then once I had added them to skewers, I just added them into my Valentine's Day tree. And I'm going to share with you guys in the different part of the video the Valentine's Day tree. And so I did 2 sizes of hearts. I used the entire box, so I did larger hearts for the bigger part of the box, and then I cut out smaller hearts for the smaller part. They are not perfect, but on the tree I think they look really super cute, and I actually want to go in and make some more of these hearts. And then for my little topiary that I use by my mantle, I'm just adding in some of the smaller hearts, and I think it looks so cute because I use the same color of paint, that Bear Beauty Queen. It just makes it look like all one fluid decor piece, and it makes it look very intentional. So that's a little tip, to make things all look kind of cohesive. Using that one same paint with my little makeover projects really, I feel like, took the cake. No pun intended, but I hope you guys are loving it and are totally inspired, and know that you don't have to break the bank to decorate for Valentine's Day. Let me share with you some fun and easy Dollar Tree and Trash to Treasure Valentine's Day decor ideas. So from Dollar Tree, you're going to grab one of their little sparkly foam hearts, and I'm going to take this piece of vintage lace. It was stained up, it had seen better days. It was from an old tablecloth, and I just added hot glue to the back of my styrofoam heart, and then using the edge of my scissors, I tamped that down to get it nice and stuck on there. And then I'm going to take my scissors and trim in and around the back of the heart, and that is going to kind of customize this heart to give it a little bit more of a Victorian romantic flair, which I love. And you guys can use any lace or color of pattern that you love. Now for the next DIY, I'm going to take this cardboard box, and I'm just going to trace out some hearts. I freehanded these. They don't have to be perfect, you guys. And this is just a cardboard box that my HelloFresh comes in, and I'm gonna trim that out and then add some Mod Podge. I have this really pretty wrapping paper that I used for Christmas. I saved it because it's so pretty. I found it at the thrift store. I just thought it was so ornate and I knew that I could use it. So I added Mod Podge, and then I just cut a little top in my heart, and then with my hot glue gun I am going to simply hot glue the edges of the heart in and around the piece of cardboard. You could also trim it out and just glue the edges down, but I really wanted this to go a little bit further onto my project. And again, just get creative, use whatever pattern of wrapping paper you have. You can use pretty craft papers, you can use fabric, whatever you guys have on hand. You can make beautiful Valentine's Day decor. And I have been working on this Valentine's Day decor really since Christmas, just in my spare time. It's just really fun to craft in the winter for me. And now I'm doing a larger one. Same technique, except for I didn't Mod Podge the paper on because this one was so large. I'm just gluing it in and around the edges and then tucking it in and around the piece of cardboard. Again, I got the wrapping paper from the thrift store, and you guys can use any paper. You can even paint these, which I shared how to do that earlier, and you guys can use these on your Valentine's tree. You can string them on some string and use them on a mantle over a mirror. I'm going to tie a pretty little satin bow. It's just a shoelace bow, just like you would tie your shoelaces. Super easy. Trim it off and then hot glue it to the center of my heart, and bam, I have a beautiful decor piece, totally budget friendly, and I know you guys will love doing these, and it's a good thing to do with kiddos and grandkids. Just be careful with your hot glue gun. Let's create a Valentine's Day Christmas tree. So from the Dollar Tree, I grabbed some conversation hearts and zip tied them to the top. I'm then using some leftover Christmas decor to add into the top with roses, and I'm going to take these balls and string them on to a piece of floral wire. So I'm using the red Christmas ornaments that I had left over from Christmas, and then I snuck into Hobby Lobby and grabbed some pink ornaments for 90% off, total score. So I'm just going to create bundles to add in to the interior part of my tree, and I'm going to do that all the way in and around until I get tired of making bundles. Basically, the next thing I want to do is add in these pretty little cardboard hearts that I created. I'm going to share with you guys how to make those in another DIY. I'm also using some leftover David Christopher's red berry picks, and then just some of my favorite little bows. So I just made some loopy bows, and I always love to add my bows in and around the base of my tree topper. The next thing I want to add in are these pretty little paper plate hearts that I made, and I'm going to share those with you guys in a different DIY. But you basically just cut out paper plates and then use coffee filters to make a ruffled edge. And these little cardboard hearts turned out so adorable, and they are recycled cardboard from a cardboard box that I had. I simply cut out hearts, painted them a pretty Barbie pink, and then added some little piped fake icing around the edges. I'm going to stagger them in with the little paper plate hearts, and really truly, you guys, Valentine's Day decorations should not be expensive. It's kind of a short holiday that we're decorating for, so I always like to give you guys really budget friendly ideas on how to create some fun Valentine's Day decor. And you guys don't necessarily have to do a big Christmas tree. You could just make some pretty hearts, to add into your mantle, or just to hang really anywhere, or you can just have fun watching me decorate my Christmas tree for Valentine's Day. And I'm using some of these Dollar Tree hearts that I added some pretty fabric. I did these actually last year. You guys can go check out the rest of my DIYs from last season, but I'll share with you guys tons and tons of heart ideas in the next couple of weeks. And then we're going to even start moving on into Easter spring decor. You guys, I'm so excited for this new season of decorating. I really wanted to go out girly, and I know some of you guys are probably going to ask about my sweater. I actually picked this up at the local thrift store. I was thrifting with my daughter, and I saw it. It was on a mannequin, and I looked at the tag, and it said small, extra small, and I went ahead and pulled it off the mannequin, and boom, it actually fit. So I was super excited to score this from the thrift store. You guys, I usually get all of my Valentine's Day little outfits from the thrift store. So anyway, I'm adding in some more little berries to the top, and again, the darker hydrangeas, I kind of just pop those in for some dimensions, or really think about the florals that you guys might have left over from your Christmas decorating, and just use some of those, and then add in some pink. And really, pinks and reds can all go together, so you guys can get creative and do all different hues and different things like that. So I am going to do my other pencil tree off to the side in a different video, and in this video I'm also going to share with you guys my mantle. And this is just a Dollar Tree felt heart, and I added in some pretty ribbon, and I want to add in some more ribbon, but I ran out of time. This tree was definitely a labor of love. It took me all day long even though the video didn't seem very long, but it's a lot to decorate a Christmas tree. But again, I just added the conversation hearts to the top, some pretty bows, some ornaments, and just some fun little Dollar Tree goodies. So I hope you guys are inspired, or you're just enjoying this purely for entertainment. And then I also popped in some pretty different colored of roses that I had left over from last summer. So you guys get creative and dig into the things that you already have, and also grab some pink paint, because if you don't have pink things or red things, you can always paint things to make them a little bit more festive. So over here on my mantle, I'm reusing those little heart valentines that I got at Walmart a couple of years ago. I hung those on either side, and then I'm going to share with you guys how to create that cute little topiary. But basically, I repurposed and reused everything for that. I just needed spray paint. And so anyway, I hope you guys are loving this and are getting excited for Valentine's Day. And even if you don't have a special Valentine, just love the people in your life. So I really feel like that's what Valentine's Day is all about. It doesn't necessarily have to be about a romantic partner, although if you have a romantic partner, definitely you want to celebrate that. But if you don't, you can also celebrate your kids, your grandkids, your dog, your nieces, your nephews, just whoever in your life it is that you absolutely adore and love. Shower them with love. And then even, I want to remind you guys to love yourselves, because if we don't pour into our cup and ourselves, it's going to be harder for us to love others. So take a little time for yourself, do some self-care, run a nice bubble bath, drink some hot cocoa, watch a fun romantic movie, tidy up your space, play with your puppy dog, go for a walk, do some exercise, and also have hope, love, and joy. Pop out your Bible, read some faith scripture, get yourself in a Bible study, do some things to love on yourself. So here is my little puppy dog, Benji Bear. There he is. He is the star of the show, you guys, and he always wants to play. So roof, and hi to all those puppy dog and kitty cat fans. I hope you guys are loving this video and you're super inspired. I do have some more work to do on all of this, but again, this was just all in one day, so I wanted to just give you guys an idea of what I have going on for this. Let me share with you guys how I'm going to upcycle these garden topiaries that, believe it or not, have seen better days. They're starting to flake off, they're discolored, so I was like, let's turn these into a Valentine's Day topiary. So what I did is I grabbed the spray paint that I had in my stash. I'm really trying not to buy anything new to decorate for Valentine's Day, although I'm sure I'm going to sneak some things in. But I had 2 cans of white spray paint, so I just covered the whole thing with white. Then I had this dusty pink and some pale pink, and I kind of did just like a spiral ombre effect. Not really an ombre effect, but I just did kind of a spiral effect with the pale pink and the dusty pink or vintage pink. Now I probably will, when the next time I'm at Walmart, I'm going to pick up a couple of cans of the pale pink and just completely do them all pale pink. But again, I knew I was going to add some decor onto them. So let me know what you guys think, and then we'll go from there. Now, in my stash, I also had this bear um, pink paint that I had used this summer to create my Barbie backyard dream house, a little backyard patio. So I was like, you know what? We're going to use this paint. Now, it's actually concrete paint, but it's in the color Beauty Queen. And it is so pretty, it's so vibrant, and I just know that it's absolutely perfect for Valentine's Day. So I grabbed my pink paint and then I went to town painting these planters. So now into my planters, I added this little Dollar Tree charger to give it a little bit of height. The topiaries still kind of sit a little low in there, so I might end up filling it with something, but for now, we're just going to use what I already have on hand. I also painted the tops of them pink, and then I'm just going to add in some of these cute little pink hearts that I also painted. These are those cardboard hearts that I just piped icing around. It's not real icing, it's fake icing, and I'll share with how that process in another DIY. And then I'm just going to add some bows, and these are just big giant pre-made bows that I made several years back. I'm going to do another video I'm just going to share with you guys how to do some of these other DIYs. This was just such a big decorating day that I didn't have time to get all those DIYs and get those in edited, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to put them in a different video for you guys. But anyway, I'm just adding the bow into the center part of the topiary, and I think it looks really cute. Now I'm going to take this little pink poof, and this is actually one of those fake bums that I painted a pink color, and I'm just popping those back in behind where I have the greenery. This is just Christmas tree greenery, and then these are those little Walmart hearts that I'm going to add to either side of my mantle. You guys have probably seen these. I got them at Walmart a couple years ago. I think they were $25, but they're really cute. They have little wooden handmade hearts that just look really pretty, and I feel like they look really high end and they're not super expensive. Now to my mantle garland, I added in some pretty little roses, and then I'm going to affix this bow to the other topiary, that way they're matching. I'm going to make a quick little loopy bow, so you just take the ribbon and loop it over on itself, pinch it in the center, tie it off, and then add it in to your decor piece, and bam, you guys have a fabulous little mantle on a total budget using mostly all repurposed items. Share with you guys how to tie a bow out of your dish towels. So take 2 dish towels and fold them inward, and then you're going to take the one dish towel and just fold it one more time, and then you can set it aside. This is the easiest DIY you'll ever do. Then you take your other dish towel and just fold it into the center, and that's going to make your little bow. And then once you have that done, you're going to place it in the center part of that first dish towel, and then just cross it over, and look at how adorable. You have a cute little bow. And then you can take it one step further. I found these super adorable little Valentine's Day charms at Dollar General. They were $1 for, I believe, 3 or 4 little ornaments, and I'm just going to slip mine over my dish towel to kind of secure it. You don't have to take this step, but I just thought it would be a super adorable way to add my dish towel and give it a cute little Valentine's Day flair. I keep seeing this DIY all over Instagram, and I keep meaning to try it. And finally today I was like, I have 2 dish towels, they're brand new, we're gonna go for it. And then I added the cute little charm, and these look like little Rae Dunn faux ornaments. They're not Rae Dunn ornaments, but look, it says kiss. And then I just looped it over the handle of my kitchen counter handle, and bam, we have a super adorable little bow on a budget. Let me share with y'all how to make a super cute paper heart using a paper plate. So there's two ways you can do this. You can trace the heart out on the paper plate and then simply cut the heart out. And I'm going to show you guys another way to do this, but we want to make cute little Valentine's Day heart ornaments, or you guys can make these into a garland. And all you need for this project is a pack of party plates, which you can get pink party plates at Dollar General for $1. And here's the other way you can do it. You can cut the edge of the paper plate apart and then fold it in half and make the heart shape. I think it looked cuter probably the way that I did it when I just traced it out, but I did a bunch of these, and so for time's sake this was a pretty easy way to make a heart. Now you can leave these as is, or you can go a little bit extra and kind of fancy and make a ruffle that's a paper ruffle using a coffee filter. So what you want to do is take your coffee filter and simply cut a little center out of the coffee filter, and then along the edge you're just going to take and add the coffee filter in and around the edge of your little heart, and that's going to give you one kind of layer of a ruffle. Now you might want to wear finger protectors because it's very easy to burn yourself with the hot glue, so please be careful. And then I'm going to do that to the other side. So you just run a little strip of hot glue around it and then add on your coffee filter. Now I thought this was super cute, but I decided to go a little bit extra and add another layer to my ruffle. And this time I'm going to kind of really ruffle it around. So I do a small bit of hot glue, and you can see I'm kind of ruffling it with my fingertips. So it's super easy to do and really very easy to work with. You just kind of ruche it together. And if you guys have an easier way of doing this, go for it. I came up with this DIY out of my head or in my head. And so I've never done this before, but I thought it was a fun way just to create little faux ruffles without going and buying a bunch of lace. And so if you don't have many supplies for your Valentine's Day projects, but you want to make a pretty Valentine's Day decor, this is a really fun way to do it. And I used a bunch of these on my Valentine's Day Christmas tree that I shared with you guys in my last video, so go check that out. That was a super fun project, and you guys seem to really like that. Now, here's something I forgot to show you in my last video, and I made icing around some of my hearts. And so some of you all had asked, and here's the demonstration of that. So you're just going to take a piping bag and an icing tip, and you're going to take some featherweight DAP spackling and put that into your piping bag. And then I tie it off with a little hair tie, and then I simply make little icing motions, and it really comes out really pretty, like a little fake cake or cupcake. You guys can also take this DAP spackling and you can mix it with paint and make it different colors. Now you do want to let it dry overnight or even for 2 days before you really use your project, because it can be kind of tacky. And so here is the heart that we did, that we cut out of cardboard, that I shared with you guys in the last video on my Christmas tree decorating video. And again, some of you all had asked the type of spackling, so I just kind of wanted to redo that DIY because I didn't share with you guys the process of putting the DAP in there and then, really piping it and that kind of fun stuff. So please do not judge me if you're a professional cake maker. I am just a crafty mama, and it kind of makes me intrigued though to maybe take a cake decorating class. I really did enjoy working with the spackling. I'm sure the consistency of icing is probably a bit different, but it was kind of relaxing. Although it was very imperfect, so if you're a perfectionist, I don't know, try to just not be a perfectionist about this because, it's just a fun fake cookie. So anyway, I did have fun with this, and you can easily, glue a little wire on the back and make it into an ornament. So very fun and fabulous on a budget. Now let's create a blooming floral arrangement, and I'm going to repurpose this little basket that was on its way to the thrift store. I simply hot glued a piece of styrofoam that I repurposed from another project, and then some of these little cardboard hearts. And I'm going to share with you guys in a different video how to create the little cardboard hearts. They're super cute, easy, and they're made out of cardboard, so very budget friendly. Now I added in some greenery, just some little faux Dollar Tree ferns, and then I found these poinsettias at Hobby Lobby on clearance. They were $1 each, and then I'm just adding in some Christmas berries and then some roses. So what I want to share with you guys in this little arrangement is you can simply take some of your Christmas goodies and then some of your spring goodies and mix them together for Valentine's Day fabulousness. I added in this little truck from Dollar Tree, and I just simply cut the stem down. I added in some foam roses and then some greenery, and then I'm going to make a quick little loopy bow. I found this pretty little sheer Valentine's Day ribbon at the thrift store last year and bought a couple rolls because they had so much there, and it's really working out great. But to make this loopy bow, I just simply looped the ribbon over on itself a couple of times, and then I'm adding in some hot pink. So think about repurposing your red Christmas ribbon and then just adding some pink in front, and you guys have a super cute little Valentine's Day idea. That's my favorite part about Valentine's Day, is it's such an easy holiday to decorate for because you already probably have a lot of pretty goodies from your Christmas decor, and you don't necessarily have to do red and pink for Valentine's Day. Maybe you did white and gold for Christmas, do white and gold for Valentine's Day. Maybe you decorated with purple for Christmas. You can decorate with purple for Valentine's Day. So you don't have to spend any money, and that's going to be my goal for the next couple of videos, is to not go out and buy a bunch of new things to create Valentine's Day decor. And I do want to try to do a little Valentine's Day, kind of a mini home tour. I'm not going to go super crazy, over the top for Valentine's Day because we will have Easter coming up soon. But anyway, here is how it turned out. Super adorable. There's my Valentine's Day Christmas tree in the background. If you didn't see that, go back and watch that. That was a fun video, and I share with you guys more inexpensive DIYs that you guys can create on a total budget. For this DIY, we are going to repurpose a Christmas wreath. So I'm going to make some quick little Valentine's Day cardboard hearts that are going to go into this wreath. I simply cut out the shape of a heart, painted it pink with my Beauty Queen Bear paint that I used from my Barbie makeover from last year. And then I'm going to add in this pink and white trim. This was on clearance after Christmas at Walmart. And then I'm just going to go ahead and trim that off. Now you guys can use any ribbon, or you don't even have to trim it out in ribbon. The next thing I'm going to do is add a shish kebab stick to the base of this and put a little piece of cardboard to secure it. And that's going to be the center point of our Valentine's Day wreath. So I'm going to add a little hot glue and pop that into the base of this wreath. I'm not even going to remove the Christmas colored ornaments because they're going to go in with it. So I'm going to layer the old Christmas bow underneath that. And then put the Valentine's Day bow on top of that. So that's just a little hack for how you guys can repurpose and reuse your Christmas to Valentine's Day ribbon. The next thing I want to do is take some of this Easter ribbon that I grabbed from my Easter tote. I'm going to make a quick little loopy bow and put that into the front part of my bow, and that's going to kind of tie in the red, the pink, the pale pink, and all that kind of fun stuff. And then I'm going to add in a quick little loopy bow with the pink and white stripe ribbon. Hindsight 2020, I could have left this part out because it did get kind of buried down in to the wreath, so add those little details last. But anyway, I'm just going to take a zip tie and zip tie this entire big fluffy bow onto my wreath. And again, I'm going to add in a bow to the base of my wreath. To make these bows, go back and watch some of my bow videos, but all you guys have to do is take your ribbon, loop it over on itself as many times as you want for the loops, and then pop that in to your wreath and then zip tie it in. And again, I'm going to add in some of the coordinating little pink and white stripe ribbon. And then you guys can really have fun with it, get creative. And so the after Christmas clearance at Walmart, I bought a couple faux cupcakes, and then I bought some of these hot pink ornaments. Going to the after Christmas sale really paid off this year. I waited until it was like 75 and 90% off and got some cute little pink goodies that I knew I could use for Valentine's Day. So always look for like the fake cake stuff or, the pink stuff. It's funny because Target was selling pink ornaments and then they were also selling pink ornaments in their clearance section. So they're selling pink ornaments for full price in their Valentine's Day section and then on clearance for Christmas. So be a savvy shopper. The next thing I want to do is take some of this hot pink ribbon because I felt like that hot pink heart just wasn't getting enough love with accents. So I added in some hot pink ribbon and some of that pretty little thrift store red and white ribbon, and I'm going to zip tie that all together. It's really bow-alicious. I don't think that's a word, but anyway. And then I made some of those little cardboard hearts in a mini form, and I added one to each side. And then I'm adding in some more ribbon to that top bow to really fill it out. So that's another little hack, is to add in loads of ribbon where maybe you see some, dead spots or bare spots. I did leave some of the wreath showing. So anyway, and you guys can very easily repurpose and reuse your Christmas evergreen wreaths for Valentine's wreaths because, hey, that's what's really going on, is we really do have a lot of winter evergreen still. We have a lot of frosted snow stuff. So I feel like that translates and fits just fine in with your Valentine's Day decor. And plus, you're probably recovering your budget from the holidays. You don't want to spend a bunch of money on the wreath. So go ahead and repurpose that Christmas wreath. You guys can make this so fabulous, very budget friendly. And I hope you guys are loving it and are totally inspired. So we're going to make a Valentine's Day hearts out of the cardboard pieces, and I'm doing a little separate tutorial on this DIY because the first one I had mixed in with the wreath tutorial, and a lot of times you guys ask for reference on separate DIY. So what we're going to do is cut up the cardboard hearts, and I used the styrofoam Dollar Tree heart to make my heart shape. I pre-cut a bunch of pieces of cardboard and then I went to town painting them. And I actually did 2 sessions of these, and one of them I did last night, and it was completely pitch black at our home. The power had been out for several hours. It kept coming back on and off. It was a little bit spooky, but we lit some candles and played games, and I also did some painting. And then what I want to do is just take and outline these hearts with this pretty pink and white candy striped ribbon. I got it on clearance at Walmart. It's kind of like a yarn ribbon, so you could easily take 2 pieces of yarn and twist those together if you wanted to get the same effect and weren't able to find that same ribbon. But just gently hot gluing the in and around that. And you guys could also just use kind of the chunky yarn. It just came to me. I was like, wait a minute, they could just use the chunky yarn if you don't have the candy stripe ribbon. But think about when you guys are shopping after Christmas, always look for your sweet shop goodies or just different things that you guys can use for Valentine's Day. So now I'm going to add in a little shish kebab stick to the back of this, and then I'm going to take just a piece of cardboard, and I want to hot glue a piece of cardboard on top of the shish kebab stick, and that way it really stays on really well. And there you have a quick little cardboard heart on a stick. Very easy, fabulous, and budget friendly. Okay, so the next thing I have to share with you guys is my little puppy dog, Benji Bear. Okay, he is such a handful. He is hamming it up and going crazy. He's going ham on this poor little cat out here. He is the boss of that front picture window. When anybody walks by with a dog or a cat, he is just telling them who the boss is. So I know a lot of you all that Benji Bear really makes your heart smile. And I think there's something about dogs that just really makes you just feel calm and happy. They're so sweet and they're so happy and they're just so wonderful. Even as sassy as Benji Bear is, he's just really wonderful. So he has a bunch of different scarves that I put on him every day to go for his walk outside. I'll put a scarf on him, and today was really nice. So we were able to walk. Yesterday it was so cold, we really couldn't get a good walk in. Terriers have a lot of energy. If you guys have ever had a terrier, they are super high energy. He's chewing on his little gingerbread. He likes to bring it really close to me and squeak it. They love squeaky toys, little terriers do. But he doesn't want me to actually play with him really. So see, he's let go of his toy. He's going to look at me to see if I'm going to grab it, but he wants to grab it like instantly. So he's kind of a little ornery thing with that. But I just had to share that with you guys. And comment down below and let me know what type of animals you guys have. Do you have cats? Do you have dogs? What do you have going on in your little animal world? I love to hear what you guys are up to. And I know Benji Bear has some puppy dog and kitty cat fans out here. So I love kind of an extra long clip in there for you guys in case you're feeling a little bit of those winter blues. I know when our power went out last night, it made me feel a little scared. You know, it was out for several hours. I didn't know how cold the house was going to get. We don't have a generator. So anyway, but it all came back on and it was all totally fine. I had tons of candles. We played games, you know, and I even did a little crafting. So anyway, but I love y'all and I hope you guys are enjoying this video and are super inspired. Create a Valentine's Day garland. The first thing I want to do is start with some ribbon. So I grabbed this ribbon from Dollar Tree and I'm just going to cut it in an 8-inch strip and then dovetail the ends. I'm going to simply pop that on to my Easy Bow Maker. You can do this without the Easy Bow Maker, but it helps me out holding the bow. I've been making a lot of bows. The next thing I want to do is take this super cute little ribbon that I found at the thrift store. It is wired ribbon and it's a sheer ribbon. It's kind of a hot pink. So for my Valentine's Day, I'm mixing red and hot pink because I have a lot of red left over from Christmas and I want to repurpose and reuse my Christmas decor without going out and buying a ton of new decor for Valentine's Day. It's a short holiday. So I did 3 loops with the sheer ribbon and now I have this Valentine's Day ribbon. Again, this is ribbon I grabbed from the thrift store, but it is originally from Kirkland's if you want to replicate the same ribbon, but it's super easy to go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby or even on Amazon and just order some cute Valentine's Day ribbon. Once I had the loops attached, and you guys can also use the bow technique where you just loop the ribbon over on itself, I tied it off in the center with zip tie. Now I'm using this Christmas garland. I grabbed this at Hobby Lobby at the end of the season and I attached my little heart, and this is a Dollar Tree heart that I painted in my Barbie pink, and I just used some faux icing to pipe around it. You're going to let those dry and then you have jumbo hearts. You can also make hearts out of cardboard, and I shared that DIY with you guys on the last 2 videos. Super easy. So I'm attaching the heart and then the bow above the heart, and I made about 5 or 6 of those big bows, and then I'm just attaching the hearts with a piece of wire. And I was going to clip the pine cones off of my garland, but I really didn't want to mess up my Christmas garland, so I just kind of worked around it. I feel like it's okay for some of the Christmas garland to show through on a Valentine's Day garland because it's really still winter holiday. The next thing I did was take some ornaments and make ornament bundles. So I used gold, pink, white, and red, and I found these ornaments on clearance at Hobby Lobby and Target. At the end of this season, I got them 75 and 90% off. It made them really cheap, so that's a great thought if you do want to decorate for Valentine's Day and even maybe do a pink Christmas next year. Look for those clearance items at Walmart, Hobby Lobby, Michael's. They might be out by now, but just check after Christmas, really any season. Or another thing I like to do is pick them up at the thrift store. The next thing I'm doing is I'm adding in some little faux foam roses, and I used a maroon and a white, and these were roses I used during Christmas. So I also found these little heart cardboard cutouts from the thrift store, and I'm just kind of picking them into my little Valentine's Day garland. So basically I just added in hearts, big bows, some festive ornament cluster balls, and just some little roses. So this is a super easy way to repurpose and reuse your Christmas garland to upcycle it and make it into a Valentine's Day garland. And I think this is super festive. I'm going to use this in my little Christmas crafting studio. Really, it's just my crafting studio. I don't know why I'm still calling it Christmas crafting studio, but here is the final look. I would like to create some smaller hearts to pick into this that match the larger hearts, but my hearts do take a while because I cut them out of cardboard and then I paint them, and then I pipe faux icing around them, and I make the faux icing with the DAP featherweight spackle. And you guys can go back and find that video, and at the end of this video I'm going to actually post that tutorial for you guys because I've had so many questions about how I'm creating these jumbo hearts. So I hope you guys are loving it and you're inspired to create something festive, or you're just enjoying watching me create, and I love y'all. let me share with you how to create a Valentine's Day lantern. So grab a lantern. I found this one at Hobby Lobby. I'm going to pop a little cardboard heart back in the back of it and then add in that little Dollar Tree gnome. They were for $1.25. I thought they were super cute. The next thing I want to do is take some ribbon and just loop it over on itself. And I'm using kind of this hot pink sheer ribbon. Again, I had grabbed a couple of these rolls at the thrift store. Originally, they were from Kirkland's. Always try to use wired ribbon when you're making bows. I'm then going to use some of my Valentine's Day ribbon. Again, found this at the thrift store, and I just want to take it and loop it over on itself and then pinch it off in the center. You can also find Valentine's Day ribbon at Dollar Tree, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, and on Amazon. So whatever suits your fancy, grab some ribbon and go to town. The next thing I wanted to do was make a little ornament cluster to kind of fill out back behind my little lantern topper. And I'm just taking a piece of wire, stringing some ornaments on it, making a cluster, and then pulling that up in and around the base of the bow. Again, this is just a little festive touch. You could also use greenery, roses, whatever you have on hand. I'm trying to go this Valentine's Day without buying a bunch of new supplies because I do have a lot of crafting supplies, believe it or not. Listen, I love to craft, and so I collect a lot of supplies over the years, and I'll even grab things at the thrift store throughout the year when I see that it's seasonally appropriate for whatever season I'm looking forward to, or if I need to add it to whatever I have for the upcoming big season. And I'm going to pop in some of these little bridal roses. I've used these the last couple of years. I used them to decorate for a wedding a couple of years ago, and they've really come in handy. I've been able to use them in so many different crafts. And then at the end of every season, I will take my crafts apart and store them in a tote in my garage. A lot of you guys ask where I store my stuff. It's in a tote in a garage, and I try to group my seasons together, and then I'll take everything back out. With some of my neutral florals, though, I will leave them a tote closer to where I can get to them because I'll kind of be repurposing and reusing things all season long. So don't look too closely at my flowers because usually the tips and stems of them have hot glue because, again, I will hot glue things, make pretty creations, and then I'll take it all apart and then repurpose and reuse it to have more DIYs to share with you guys. I am the creator, buyer of supplies. I fund all of my DIY, so it can get a little bit pricey. And so yeah, I just like to repurpose and reuse things, and that also gives you guys ideas for how you guys can repurpose and reuse things. I don't think crafting and decorating has to be expensive. I think you can really get creative and have fun with it. So I hope you guys are enjoying this tutorial, and if you're not going to do something similar, you're just being entertained by my love of seasonal decorating. I call myself a holiday enthusiast. It just always makes my heart happy, and it makes my family happy when they come home to see the decorations, or at least I hope it does. They always smile and compliment me, so I hope y'all are loving this as well. Let's create a Valentine's Day garland for my front door. So you can tell that I already have my Christmas garland up. I left that up, and it had some candy cane deco mesh ribbon run through it. I even left up a couple of my candy cane ornaments. I then attached 3 Dollar Tree hearts to the top of my garland using a piece of wire. Now I'm going to make some ornament bundles for the top part of my garland to kind of fill it out. You just take a piece of wire and string some ornaments on. I also added some ornament bundles to either side of my garland. Then I'm attaching these cute little bows, and if you guys need a bow tutorial, I have a big video on how to make bows. They're super easy using my method. I just loop the ribbon over on itself, tie it off at the center, and then add multiple layers of different bows. I'm now taking these pretty little jumbo hearts, and I made them out of cardboard, and then some of them I used the Dollar Tree wood cutouts, and I painted them a Barbie pink, and just added that in to the garland with some wire. I'm just using floral wire to attach everything, and then also zip ties for some of the things that need a little bit of stronger attachment because we are getting so much wind. I don't even know, you guys might even be able to hear it in the background of this voiceover, but it is so windy. And I actually did this garland, you guys, the day that I watched the weather forecast for the perfect day. So it got up to 48, 50 degrees on this day. I had to work so fast. So that's why this tutorial is not at a great angle. I didn't show you guys very many different angles. I'm just doing my best to work as quickly as possible before the winter weather sets in. The winter weather set in this morning, so it's now the next day. The kids were out of school, and it is a blustery day. And I'm going to share a funny clip of Benji Bear at the end. I had to put his coat on him to take him out to go potty. So that was really funny. But here's the final look. So I just attached in some more Dollar Tree hearts, some ribbons, and called it good. So I just used my Christmas tree garland, ribbon, ornament bundles, and then some of those jumbo hearts that I made out of cardboard and some of the little Dollar Tree wooden cutouts. So I hope you guys are loving it, and go back and watch my last two Valentine's Day DIY videos, because I did a Valentine's Day Christmas tree, tons of little heart ornaments, and a giant wreath. And I'm actually going to put the wreath at the end of this video in case you guys missed it and you have questions on how I did the wreath for this front door. I have a whole tutorial for you guys on that as well. For this DIY, I painted one of my garden planters pink, and then I popped some styrofoam into it. I'm then going to add in one of those little Dollar Tree trucks. It has a stem, so I thought, hey, let's pop in one of my cardboard hearts onto the truck. And I just used some hot glue. That was a little tricky. I ended up having to hot glue it a couple times because it wasn't wanting to stay on there. So anyway, then I'm going to take some Christmas berry picks to the top of this. I'm really trying to use as much as I already have on hand. I used a lot of red this year for Christmas, so it's really coming in handy. Now I'm going to attach a big jumbo bow. I made this bow last season, and part of it's Dollar Tree ribbon, and then it's just some red ribbon left over from Christmas. I'm just going to zip tie on to the base of my heart, and that's going to fill out a lot where that styrofoam piece is. I wish I had some moss on hand, but it snowed today, you guys, and I am not getting out in the snow. And if you guys see me in a tank top during the winter, just know that I'm overheating. It's that time of my life, and so if you guys know what I'm talking about, you know that you probably need to wear tank tops underneath everything so you can rip it off while you're having a hot flash, which is what I had to do during this crafting session. So anyway, there's that. I'm also going to take some of these Dollar Tree hearts and attach them to shish kebab sticks and pop them into that styrofoam. So super easy. You take the Dollar Tree styrofoam heart, push a shish kebab stick into it, and then push it into your styrofoam. And I shared with you guys a really fun floral in the last video, and we did some similar techniques. So I added some more fluffy bows to the back that I had used over the last couple of years. So they kind of have seen better days, but I really don't want to toss them out. So I'm just going to attach them to the back of this floral. This floral ended up being kind of wild, but I thought it was a fun and easy way to share with you guys. You guys don't have to break the bank to make a cute little Valentine's Day decoration. The big giant jumbo heart again is made out of cardboard, and I just took some faux icing using some DAP spackling, ran that around it, let it dry overnight. So my Valentine's decor this year has been quite a bit of a process, because to create these jumbo hearts I had to cut the cardboard out, paint it, then apply the spackling, and then let that dry overnight. But it's been really good for me. I have been in better spirits this season, I feel like, than most winter seasons, I think because I've been crafting so much. So crafting for me is so therapeutic, and I hope you guys get out your glue gun or paint or make some pretty little craft or do some cooking or something that makes your heart smile. Now I'm going to add in the wreath that I had in the last video because we used that for the front door, just a refresh. To repurpose a Christmas wreath, so I'm going to make some quick little Valentine's Day cardboard hearts that are going to go into this wreath. I simply cut out the shape of a heart, painted it pink with my Beauty Queen Bear paint that I used from my Barbie makeover from last year. And then I'm going to add in this pink and white trim. This was on clearance after Christmas at Walmart. And then I'm just going to go ahead and trim that off. Now you guys can use any ribbon, or you don't even have to trim it out in ribbon. The next thing I'm going to do is add a shish kebab stick to the base of this and put a little piece of cardboard to secure it. And that's going to be the center point of our Valentine's Day wreath. So I'm going to add a little hot glue and pop that into the base of this wreath. I'm not even going to remove the Christmas colored ornaments because they're going to go in with it. So I'm going to layer the old Christmas bow underneath that. And then put the Valentine's Day bow on top of that. So that's just a little hack for how you guys can repurpose and reuse your Christmas to Valentine's Day ribbon. The next thing I want to do is take some of this Easter ribbon that I grabbed from my Easter tote. I'm going to make a quick little loopy bow and put that into the front part of my bow, and that's going to kind of tie in the red, the pink, the pale pink, and all that kind of fun stuff. And then I'm going to add in a quick little loopy bow with the pink and white stripe ribbon. Hindsight 2020, I could have left this part out because it did get kind of buried down in to the wreath, so add those little details last. But anyway, I'm just going to take a zip tie and zip tie this entire big fluffy bow onto my wreath. And again, I'm going to add in a bow to the base of my wreath. To make these bows, go back and watch some of my bow videos, but all you guys have to do is take your ribbon, loop it over on itself as many times as you want for the loops, and then pop that into your wreath and then zip tie it in. And again, I'm going to add in some of the coordinating little pink and white stripe ribbon. And then you guys can really have fun with it, get creative. And so the after Christmas clearance at Walmart, I bought a couple faux cupcakes, and then I bought some of these hot pink ornaments. Going to the after Christmas sale really paid off this year. I waited until it was like 75 and 90% off and got some cute little pink goodies that I knew I could use for Valentine's Day. So always look for like the fake cake stuff or, the pink stuff. It's funny because Target was selling pink ornaments, and then they were also selling pink ornaments in their clearance section. So they're selling pink ornaments for full price in their Valentine's Day section and then on clearance for Christmas. So be a savvy shopper. The next thing I want to do is take some of this hot pink ribbon because I felt like that hot pink heart just wasn't getting enough love with accents. So I added in some hot pink ribbon and some of that pretty little thrift store red and white ribbon, and I'm going to zip tie that all together. It's really bow-alicious. I don't think that's a word, but anyway. And then I made some of those little cardboard hearts in a mini form, and I added one to each side. And then I'm adding in some more ribbon to that top bow to really fill it out. So that's another little hack, is to add in loads of ribbon where maybe you see some, dead spots or bare spots. I did leave some of the wreath showing. So anyway, and you guys can very easily repurpose and reuse your Christmas evergreen wreaths for Valentine's wreaths, because hey, that's what's really going on, is we really do have a lot of winter evergreen still. We have a lot of frosted snow stuff. So I feel like that translates and fits just fine in with your Valentine's Day decor. And plus, you're probably recovering your budget from the holidays. You don't want to spend a bunch of money on the wreath. So go ahead and repurpose that Christmas wreath. You guys can make this so fabulous, very budget friendly. And I hope you guys are loving it and are totally inspired. Okay, here's my little puppy dog, Benji Bear. He has on his winter coat to go out and go potty. He will only go number 2 in the front yard, so I always have to take him out. And I even add a little extra scarf around his head. He looks like a little old lady. But anyway, so the secret question for today's video is, what do you do in the winter time to keep your spirits up? Let me know
what you do. Do you like to craft? Do you like to decorate? Do you like to cook? Do you like to clean? Do you like to cuddle your animals, watch movies, drink hot cocoa? I love all of those things, so I love y'all, and we're so thankful. Let me share with you a Valentine's wreath tutorial using Dollar Tree and Christmas supplies. So after Christmas, I took this evergreen wreath base and I took everything out of it, and then I added a tinsel wreath form from the Dollar Tree and this cute little Dollar Tree happiness is love sign, and I just took the evergreen wreath branches and some zip tied that into the wreath base, and then I'm taking this super fluffy bow, again a Christmas tree bow, and some Dollar Tree ribbon behind it. Then I'm going to take this thrift store ribbon, and what I want to do is just simply take the ribbon and loop it over on itself 2 to 3 times, as many times as many loops as you want to have in your bow. Then I'm going to take some of this pretty little red sheer ribbon. This ribbon I found also at the thrift store. Both of them were originally from Kirkland's, and I just hit the jackpot last summer grabbing some Valentine's Day ribbon. I'm going to zip tie that on top of the Christmas ribbon. And then the little red truck ribbon is from the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to take some of this Dollar Tree ribbon and measuring from my hand to my elbow, just create a simple loopy bow, trim that off, and then trim another piece of ribbon to make some tails. This is a super easy little bow hack. And then I thought, you know what, I want to make a little bit more of a fluffy bow. So I'm going to take some of this sheer ribbon, loop it over on itself a couple of times. And this is kind of that reddish pink ribbon, again from Kirkland's, but I found it at the thrift store. Gotta love those thrifted finds. And then I'm just going to trim that off, and then I added also in some of that red sheer ribbon with the little tiny Valentine's Day hearts on it. I'm using that ribbon a lot because that's simply what I found at the thrift store last summer. I have it in my craft stash, and I am determined this season to not break the bank on my Valentine's Day decor. And so much of your Valentine's Day decor can be repurposed from Christmas decor. I think I said that backwards. But anyway, you can take a lot of Christmas decor and turn it into Valentine's Day decor. Even if you guys didn't decorate with red, you can make a white and pink Valentine's Day decor. You can make a glam Valentine's Day decor. Also from the Dollar Tree, I'm going to take some of their styrofoam hearts and then simply poke a shish kebab in the end and hot glue the hearts to the shish kebab stick, and then hot glue the shish kebab stick into their wreath. And that's going to hold my little hearts in. If your shish kebab sticks are a little bit long on their stake, you can simply take some wire cutters and trim them from the back once you have them popped into your wreath. I decided I needed some more bows because you guys know me, I love big bows and I cannot lie. So I'm going to take some more ribbon loops and just simply loop that ribbon over on itself, tie it off in the center with a zip tie, and then zip tie it into my Valentine's Day wreath. So I shared with you guys in some of the past videos a Valentine's Day Christmas tree and another Valentine's Day wreath, and then even a big Valentine's Day garland above my door. Go back and check out some of those videos, as well as some of my cardboard Valentine's Day hearts, which you guys can see off to the left over there is one of my cardboard Valentine's Day hearts. And then I simply took spackling and spackled around that to create like kind of a frosted cookie effect. But anyway, so I used my last wreath on the front door, and I noticed next to my Christmas tree I didn't have a wreath. I also thought it might be cute to put this wreath hanging from that big mirror that's in my dining room, or even out in my little crafting studio. So I don't know, where do you guys think I should put this wreath? Currently right now, while I'm editing this video, I have it in my dining room on that door, because that door is seen by the kitchen, the dining room, and the living room. And when I get done creating a project like this, I just love being able to see it. So anyway, I'm going to add in some red Christmas ornaments, and then on the Christmas clearance, I was able to get a couple of cute little cupcake ornaments from Walmart. This, of course, is optional and just a next level step. I also got 90% off clearance ornaments at Hobby Lobby in pink. Sneak peek, I might do some pink Christmas next year, you guys. I actually love this red and pink combo. I think it's so cute and so chic. And I'm adding a lot more pink into my spring decor as well.
Pink makes my heart happy, and I always feel like your decor should make your heart happy. I did add in some cute little recycled roses from other projects. And here is the finished product. I have let you guys know that I do take apart the majority of my projects at the end of each season. I put everything in bags and totes and store them in my garage. So I hope you guys are loving this project and you're inspired to create something beautiful for your home as well, or you're maybe just enjoying watching me create. But I love you guys, and I'm so thankful and blessed to have you guys here. Now let's take a look at the next tutorial. Okay, let's create a Valentine's Day swag for my mirror that's in my hallway using my Christmas swag. So the evergreen branch is just the base of this project, and then I had created a cute little loopy bow. This was my Christmas decor, but what I want to do is take some of my Valentine's Day ribbon, and I found this Valentine's Day ribbon at the thrift store. It's originally from Kirkland's. It's sheer and it has little tiny little red Valentine's Day hearts around it. You can also find really cute Valentine's Day ribbon at the Dollar Tree, which I've used a lot of in my home, and also at Hobby Lobby, Amazon, and all that kind of fun stuff. I'm taking a zip tie, and I'm going to zip tie the center of my bow, and then I'm going to zip tie this on top of the red ribbon, and then I'm just taking some of that little Dollar Tree. It has little like kisses or lips on it, which is really cute because it has red and pink on this. And I'm going to wrap that around the entire bow and then just make a shoelace bow tying that off. And it had some leftover red velvet Christmas ribbon in that ribbon. Now this heart I created using a cardboard box. I simply cut out the shape. I added on some pretty wrapping paper that I found at the thrift store, and then from Walmart I had gotten some satin ribbon. It was on clearance, and I just made a heart, and that created that little heart that I wired into the center part of my swag. You can grab styrofoam hearts at Dollar Tree, they work as well. And I just added just a couple little pink ornaments, left some of the red ornaments in there, and then a couple little roses. Here's another little red cardboard heart that I found at the thrift store. And this is a simple and easy way you guys can take a Christmas garland, add in some pretty hearts, roses, a couple of pretty pink ornaments, and you can call it good for Valentine's Day. I have two more swags that I want to do in a different video that are for my bedroom, and I've been debating on whether or not I want to put those swags back up, but I really was pleased with how I was able to turn this into a Valentine's Day wreath with pretty minimal effort and very little cost, because I made a lot of these hearts this year. Definitely go back and check out some of my other videos. This season I have been repurposing and reusing everything in my home to create Valentine's Day decor. Making little cakes out of, yogurt containers and mushroom containers. And I even took and made macaroons out of pool noodles. So you guys can really get creative. We have been snowed in now since Sunday, and so it's been 4 days. Now, I will say that I was able to get out today for just a little bit. The roads were cleared off. I think the kids will probably have school tomorrow. So if you guys are getting winter weather, I hope you're staying safe and warm. I hope you are, doing some cozy, fun little projects in your home. And I hope you guys are inspired to create something pretty for Valentine's Day. And if not, you're just enjoying watching this tutorial. Now let's create a cute little Valentine's Day gnome. So I had made this little cardboard heart, and then I just hot glued another little heart ornament into the center of that, and I set that aside because I decided I wanted to really jazz up my little gnome. So I'm taking some old Valentine's Day ribbon that's kind of crinkled up, and what I want to do is I want to hot glue it into a larger piece of ribbon because I love the pattern, but I wasn't really able to use it for a ribbon because it had just been reused too many times. And I just thought this would be perfect. And what I want to do is create a little Valentine's Day gnome hat that has hearts on it for my gnome. Okay, so I'm going to take this, and you guys could also use fabric, but I didn't have any Valentine's Day fabric, so I thought ribbon would work just as well. And I'm just going to take and simply add some tiny little dabbles of hot glue to the base of my gnome's hat and just wrap it around kind of to the top. My goal for this is to not create a permanent hat. I didn't want to completely redo my gnome because I want him to be able to be an Easter gnome and then a 4th of July gnome and then a Christmas gnome again if I want that for him. Or he might just remain a Valentine's Day gnome. I got the gnome in the at the Dollar Tree in the $5 spot, or the Dollar Tree Plus spot. That's what I meant to say. And he was $5. Now I did wrap some pink ribbon around his hat. He's getting super jazzy with a rose. He is a very romantic gnome. And then some cute little mini hearts that I cut out of that red velvet ribbon that I had left over from Christmas. So yeah, I'm getting super creative with Mr. Gnomey. And he is going to stand at the end of my hallway. I created this kind of little space with like a mirror and some fake curtains. Basically, it's kind of in front of where my furnace is, back behind there. So anyway, but I just thought this was super cute. And then I'm going to hot glue just a tiny dab onto his hand to keep his little heart in that says hugs on it. And then I'm taking some Dollar Tree red ribbon and I'm just wrapping that around his little ankle boots here, and then adding a cute little heart to the top of his Gnomey shoe. And keeping in mind this whole time to not really hot glue things down super tight, because if I want to change them out with like little Easter eggs or whatnot, I want it to be easily removable without tearing them up. So anyway, this is a fun way you guys can repurpose some of your Christmas decor. Maybe if you had some Christmas gnomes or some Christmas deer or anything like that, you can use this kind of same idea on this. I'm even thinking you could make like a Valentine's Santa Claus. Why not? I don't know, just a thought. So anyway, I hope you guys are loving it and are totally inspired. Now I have to share with you guys a quick little clip of my puppy dog, Benji Bear. You know, he always loves being in the video. Whenever he sees me filming, I think he's like, hey mom, let's come play. So he is playing with his little puppy dog or reindeer thing, and it's been so cold. I have barely been able to let him out just long enough to go potty, trying to protect those paws. Roof, roof, we love you guys. For this DIY, I want to share with you guys how I transformed one of my Hobby Lobby mirrors into kind of this faux arch window. So I originally painted it white, and yes, it was a mirror. Now I did this for my studio because I didn't want a mirror. My studio is in my garage, and so one side of the studio that you guys see is really cute and decorated. The other side has my crafting supplies, and I didn't want you guys to have to look at my crazy mess. So I went ahead and painted this white. That way the mirror just looks kind of like an arched window. Well, I realized it just seemed kind of boring. So I thought, you know what? Valentine's Day and Easter is coming up, and I'm going to have a lot of pretty pink pastel decor, so why not go ahead and just paint it? So what I'm doing is I'm taking a smaller brush and I'm outlining the window panes, or where the mirror was, and I am just free painting this with my hand. I could have taped it off, but that would have been pretty time consuming, and I get frustrated by taping things off. It's kind of I don't know, just a thing I don't like to do. But anyway, so I'm just going to fill it in with the larger brush, and this is just some white chalk paint that I mixed some pink paint into, and yeah, we're going to play some music and you guys can watch me paint. And if you guys have an old mirror, you can always paint over it. Yeah, so I took several, I think it was 2 cans of just white matte spray painted the entire mirror, and then I'm going in and painting it. So you guys can be the judge of what you think about this project, but I thought it was fun, and for my crafting studio, I thought it was super cute and perfect, and it really makes me smile. I think there's something to do with the color pink that just makes me feel relaxed and happy. And if you guys don't love pink, that's okay. You could always paint in your little squares black or any color that you love, and this project is just an idea to get your creative juices flowing, so relax and enjoy the process.
And it shows, if I'm honest,
So here is the finished product. I hope you guys are loving it, and if it's a little bit too pink, it is a little bit pink, but it makes my heart sparkle and shine. And here is that little Valentine's Day garland that I created. Now on either side of this little pink faux archway, I want to put something really fabulous. I just have some Dollar Tree tinsel hearts for now because making handmade things takes a while, but I'm thankful to have you guys here, and I love y'all so much, and thank you for watching this video. And if you feel led to, go back and watch some of the other Valentine's Day. Let me share with you a fun way to make decorative macaroons using a Dollar Tree pool noodle. So from the Dollar Tree, I grabbed a pool noodle and I cut 2-inch strips. Then I took this Cheez-Its cardboard box and outlined the circle of the pool noodle, cut those out, and then hot glued those to each end because I'm going to be using foam clay to make the shape of my macaroon, and I didn't want the foam clay to fall down into the little pool noodle circle. I hope that makes sense. So I'm taking the foam clay and I'm just grabbing 2 little pieces of it, and you want to make sure you seal your bag back up because it dries really fast. But I'm just going to take and I'm going to make little round circular balls, and then I took a rolling pin and I want to roll those out flat. So you're just going to roll one way and then roll the opposite way. I am just kind of working on this project and developing it. This is the first time I've ever done this, and I just had this in my head to try making macaroons this way. So if you guys have made them before and you have any other tips or tricks or have a different way to make them, share that in the comment section below. I would love to hear about it. This is a great project for kids. You would just want to help them with the hot gluing part, or you could find a different type of circular object that you didn't have to hot glue cardboard onto. But anyway, so you're going to take the foam clay and just kind of gently lay that on top of the top piece of your cardboard. That's going to be one side of your macaroon, and then you're going to take the other piece and lay that on top of the other piece. And I'm kind of shaping it as I go around. That was kind of the fun part, was to really try different ideas on how to shape these and make these look a little bit more like real macaroons. And I feel like I'm not saying it right. Am I saying this right? Anyway, comment down below. Macaroons. Anyway, maybe this is the Ozark way to say it. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and shape the other part, and you can kind of use, I'm just using this little cutting board, but you want to kind of shape it in a round way and then make it kind of a little bit flat. So you can kind of roll it on its side and then also press it down to give it more of that kind of flat rounded shape. I did feel like I played around with making the shape of it different ways, and each one was a little bit different, but you know, if you think about it and they're handmade, they might be a little bit different. But I thought they turned out really cute as like a little food prop. I'm going to be using these in my Valentine's Day decorations. I think faux food props are so fun. I did have one of you guys comment and let me know that to make sure you tell guests when they come over that they're not real. I don't have a lot of little kids that come over to my house. I have big kids and adults mainly, but that's really a good idea. Maybe put them up high, or do let your guests know if a food prop that looks really real isn't real. So now I'm just taking and painting them. I did give them 2 coats of paint, and I did yellow, pink, some oranges and purples, and then like even an aqua blue. I'm also piping some faux icing onto them. So this is just the DAP featherweight spackle, and I put it in a icing bag, and then I put a little icing bag tip on it. I only use these tips for my faux fake bakes, so I have them all out in my craft room, but here's how they turned out: fun and fabulous and very budget friendly. Let's create a festive little wooden riser turntable. So from the Dollar Tree, I had a wooden riser turntable. I got it in the Dollar Tree Plus section and I just painted it white. The next thing I want to do is take some painter's tape and make lines in it because I wanted to paint this in a check style, but I'm going to do pink and white checks for Valentine's Day and also for my Easter decorating. So I'm just taking a pencil and I did paint the little wooden riser turntable. I painted it with 2 coats of the Waverly chalk paint, and then I made my own pink with white and pink paint. And then another way to paint your checks is to try to get a brush about the size of the checks you're painting, and that will really take a little bit of work out of it.
You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that I love you. Ooh, ooh, you, ooh, ooh. So slow, hold you in my arms, won't let go. The world around could pass us by, a thunderstorm, a lightning strike, as we hold each other tight.
So I did give this 2 coats of the pink paint, and I will say when I do these check projects, I really like to go back in with a gold paint pen and kind of outline my work. I feel like that helps it look a little bit more finished. Unfortunately, it has snowed. We are completely snowed in. We're going to be on day 3 tomorrow of being snowed in. So I'm out of my gold paint pens, and I'm just gonna have to wait and maybe either order some online to come in later next week, or to try to pick some up once we get unsnowed in. So anyway, the roads are cleared off, though I think tomorrow we may be able to get out even though the kids don't have school. But this is how my cute little pink and white check turntable turned out. And I think it's going to be super cute once I'm able to finish it up. And I also do want to seal it off, but I think it's a fun way to display my cute little faux cakes, which I can't wait to share with you guys how I created these. They are all Trash to Treasure recycled containers. So super fun and fabulous, and again, very budget friendly.
You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August.
For this tutorial, I want to share with you guys how to create some fun and fabulous little fake bake cakes. So I'm taking some featherweight dap spackling, and I just mixed in with some paint, and then I'm going to take some recycled containers. This is one of Benji Bear's little wet food containers, and you want to just take one of those little Dollar Tree craft little tools and smooth it on that way. And then a little tip that I just figured out actually in this crafting project, this is also a mushroom container. Believe it or not, you can just take really any plastic container, but you want to let those dry overnight before you start your piping. That's what I've found to be successful. So here's what I use is the DAP Featherweight Spackle. And I'm actually at the end of this, you can see I'm using this cardboard tool to scrape it out. But I just put it in a real piping bag, and I put a little rubber band around it and an icing tip in it, and then I go to town. So for this day, I think this is the day that it really started snowing, and I just was really wanting to do some fake bakes. For something about it is really relaxing. Now this cake I actually felt like I had messed up, but I went back and just did my best with it. But I finally realized that I need to let that first layer dry overnight instead of putting the first layer down and then trying to do my icing and piping. It's just easier that way. Also, sitting down probably helped as well. So I'm just taking and I'm making, to the best of my ability, some pretty little kind of cake swirls. Again, I'm no pro here, and I'm just doing this honestly because it's very relaxing to me. I find it very relaxing. It also helps me fight against my perfectionism, and it's just, craft therapy for me. So I took took this little Dollar Tree felt rose, and then I'm taking some other little greenery pieces that I had floating around in my crafting section, and I'm just adding those in and around the little felt rose. You can also get in a giant package on Amazon, you can get some of the mini roses. My daughter had ordered these a couple of years ago, and I just hung on to them in my craft stash. So I'm adding the little mini satin roses. My friend Rhonda at Rhonda's Rose Cottage Designs makes the most beautiful fake cakes you've ever seen, and she does all handmade clay roses. I need to get like a little clay rose little silicone foam maker. I'm not sure if the DAP spackling would go in there to make those clay roses, but that would be really cool. But I just always use satin roses because I just, more than anything, I love to do these fake bakes just for fun. So if you like to fake bake for fun, this is a fun snow day craft, and your kids can help you do this. It gets messy, but other than the mess, your kiddos can definitely help you or do their own little fake bake. My daughter does fake bakes too. For this container, I actually used a Parmesan cheese container, and I did purple. So also you can add the spackling and then just take paint and paint the outside of your project after it dries overnight, which I actually found a lot easier to do instead of trying to mix the paint in beforehand. I felt like I was able to have more control over the color. So for these, again, I'm just adding the little satin roses, and here is how my cute little fake bakes turned out. I used a recycled cat food container, dog food container, a mushroom container, and then a Parmesan cheese container. So these are all super inexpensive. You're just going to need some craft paint and maybe some little scrap, floral pieces and some of that DAP spackling, and you guys can go to town fake baking it up.
That I love you.
Let me share with you guys how you can take a paper plate and create some fun little Valentine's Day hearts. So I have been creating so many Trash to Treasure hearts this year because I know after Christmas you guys might be a little bit tight for money. I know I am. And so I didn't want to spend a lot of money to create Valentine's Day decor, but I did want to make some pretty things. So I just took some paper plates and cut heart shapes out of it. And then I'm going to take my Mod Podge and I'm going to Mod Podge a layer of Mod Podge on the front of my heart. This is a great craft for kids. The only thing you're going to have is your glue, your paper plates, and if you want to put a pretty napkin on the outside of it, you could also use craft paper. You could skip this part, paint them. There's so many ideas. You could leave the hearts white. And I've shared with you guys a DIY on how to do this with the pink party plates that you can find at Dollar General and Dollar Tree. So after I added my glue, then I'm going to take and I pulled the one layer off of the napkin. So when you unfold a napkin, you're going to have a layer that you want to pull off. And then I did just add one more light layer of the Mod Podge over that. But these are little party napkins, and I think they come 20 count to a packet for $1 at Dollar General. I saw them and I thought, oh, those are so cute because they're pink stripe. I love the pink stripe stuff. It's just so cute. And I've been doing a lot of the plain pink heart. So I was like, I think I need to add in some just some patterns to some of my Valentine's Day decor. So from the Dollar Tree, I had this pom-pom trim. I thought that would be super cute to add in and around my little hearts. And so be careful with the hot glue on this one, but you can just hot glue in and around the edge of your hearts and add your little pom-pom trim. And this is going to jazz things up. You could totally skip this step though too and just take these and punch a little hole in the top and tie a ribbon on them. But I just had this pom-pom left over from Christmas, so I thought, you know what, let's use it. I'm trying to use as much stuff in my craft stash, which isn't hard right now because we're stowed in and I can't even get out and buy stuff anyway. The next thing I want to do is make a shoelace bow with this Dollar Tree satin ribbon. I'm going to trim that off. You can also take a lighter and heat seal the ends of your satin ribbon. That way it doesn't fray. I didn't show that on camera because I don't want to show using a lighter in case kids are watching this, but you can simply take a lighter, heat seal those ends, and that will make you not have frayed edges. I also use this pretty Mackenzie Child's napkin that I had. Again, you want to take off that outer layer of napkin, and then I'm just going to take this red pom-pom trim, again, that I had left over from Christmas. I have this cute little Dollar Tree ribbon that has hearts on it, so I added that to the and I'm going to use these red hearts in my kitchen because I do have some Mackenzie Child's teapot and some other little black and white check goodies in my kitchen. So fun and fabulous.
So thank you all so much for joining me on another fun and fabulous crafting and decorating adventure. It's a true blessing and honor to have you all here. If you are a seasonal decor enthusiast, you are in the right place. I have 6 years now of crafting and decorating on a budget for every single season on YouTube. So all you guys have to go is binge watch any playlist for any season that you guys want to get inspired and creative for. And also don't forget to follow me on my Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. I share tons of crafting and decorating inspiration on a daily basis on Facebook, and then I try to post as much as I can on Instagram and TikTok. But listen, I love to keep busy crafting and decorating, and I know you guys love to watch me and get inspired. And just remember, any project that I share with you guys can always change it up by doing a different paint color or a different ribbon color or floral color that you guys want to use to match your crafting and decorating style or home. You guys can always go a little bit more over the top than me or scale it back just a little bit. So remember, you can take my ideas and change them up and make them your own. So I just want to encourage you also in your life journey, your crafting journey, do your best to just keep going. You know, I think crafting and decorating is so good for your heart and soul. Sometimes I'll get stuck on a project or even in life, on a problem, and every day is a new day, every minute is a new minute. So put your faith and joy and hope and trust in the Lord and keep going. Now listen, if you guys need prayer requests, drop those prayer requests down below. I'm gonna hug all of your hearts so tight. This is gonna be an amazing year. I have so many fun crafting and decorating ideas to share with you guys. So follow me on all my socials, and until our next video, remember, be kind to yourselves, be kind to one another, and we'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye.
Ooh,